Hey, and welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Fantasy Football Podcast. My name's Huck Breeds, and I am joined here once again by Scott Sheddick. Scott, how are you?
I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic, man. We are officially in a countdown for the draft. It's coming up. We're, just over a week out, and I am very excited. How are you doing today?
7 days. 7 days, 17 hours. Less than that if you count the lottery. People will know exactly where they pick in less than a week from now. So it is very exciting, but we do have a lot to get to before then. Before we start on that, Scott, what are you watching?
Um, I've been watching too many different things. I've definitely been watching Bachelor in Paradise. It's always entertaining. This year they've been trying to keep up with like other dating shows like Love Island and things like that. So they added a twist that the couple that wins gets $500,000, which is pretty wild because that's not anything any
It
Bachelor show
just,
has ever done.
but
It's
that
kind of
just
weird.
doesn't that seem like that
Yeah.
wouldn't be true love then if
Oh
you're
yeah.
all
Oh yeah.
fighting for five
A
hundred
hundred,
thousand
a hundred
dollars?
percent. There's already like people there that like were like, I kind of want to go after this other guy, and then as soon as they said that, they're like, well, now we're basically coupled up, so I can't. And they're like, oh yeah, you're really pretty. You're just what I'm looking for. And so
Yeah,
it's weird. It's fucked up. It's a new era of Bachelor in Paradise. I don't know. They're not even in the original place. They used to be in the same place in Mexico all the time. It was like really shitty, and now they're somewhere in like Costa Rica or something instead at like a
mm.
pretty nice hotel. So it's like it's the whole thing's different. It's wild for sure.
And good, bad, different, good, different.
There's good parts, yeah. I mean, it's always a mixed bag of like shit and funny dramatic moments.
Yeah. Well, I
What are you
mean,
watching lately?
so two new shows have come on this week. King of the Hill is
Oh
back
yeah,
on
yeah.
Hulu. Uh, I had a lot of reservations. King of the Hill was a big part of my adolescence and childhood. I really enjoyed King of the Hill after school. It's one of those cartoons that I laugh out loud at many different parts and can relate to because obviously they're in Texas and whatnot. And I had a lot of reservations about it because many times when stuff gets rebooted 20 years later, especially with the same characters, it sucks. It's bad. I've seen a lot of what I watched, you know, when I was a kid and hoping that it would be like the same, and it was not. I mean, they did like a Gilmore Girls reboot movie thing, and it was awful. They've done like other different reboots, they're just so bad, and
They're
so
gonna make another Goonies movie. Just
yeah,
to go in there in that
the
mix.
the Happy Gilmore movie was awful to me.
It
I
was
don't know if
okay.
it
I
was
watched it. Yeah.
so bad.
What do you think about King of the Hill so far?
So King of the Hill is fantastic. The writing for King of the Hill is the same as if it was, 2002, 2003. It is fantastic. Um, the only criticisms that I have is obviously uh, the voice of Dale passed away,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
and it's really tough to get past his
It
voice
is. It is.
change.
I was actually trying to rewatch. I was trying to watch King of the Hill all the way through to up until the new season, but I got to like season 5. There's like 23, 25 episodes each season. I was like, God, this is a lot. So I
Yeah,
skipped to the new season, and the difference is really like he can do the accent somewhat well, but he's a bit too animated.
yeah.
Dale had a lot more of like under his breath things that he would
Hmm.
say, like, ooh, I'll get, don't like I can't do the voice, but
He was
like,
calm.
he was calmer and a lot more in like this is like he's like always like jumping out of his seat to be like the loudest person in the room. And I'm like, that's not Dale all the time. Like,
Yeah,
um,
but the
yeah.
conspiracy theory stuff.
Yeah, the lines, the writing, everything is
Yeah,
is great. Yeah, it's just him. Sometimes I want him to bring it down a little. Like it's almost like he's trying to prove himself or something too much. the new
Yeah,
voice actor.
and you see, there's an episode you probably have. I don't know if you got into it yet, but
I'm like four or five in or
they
something.
go to Cowboys fantasy camp.
But no, I haven't seen that one. Okay,
Oh, it's good.
that
You,
sounds good.
yeah, you got Micah Parsons in it and Jerry Jones and all this. Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. I think it's episode 4 or 5. Anyway, that's good. 2 days ago, Wednesday started on Netflix. My
Okay.
family's a big Wednesday fan. Adam's Family,
Are you gonna dress up
Halloween.
as Wednesday for Halloween?
Oh no, that was our theme 2 years ago. We're not going to repeat themes.
Can't repeat.
That was our
Sorry.
theme from a couple of years ago. Yeah, Stephanie and I were Gomez and Morticia Adams, and the kids were Wednesday and Pugsley. Um,
That's actually one of the main things I'm excited for to have kids is to dress
yeah,
them up in things that they don't get a choice, especially when they're young. Like, yeah, I mean, you're R2D2, you're a Jawa, buddy. It's like,
yeah,
something.
and
But
and it's gotten to the point where we do it. So, I mean, we do it religiously every year, and my kids know nothing different. So, because we've been doing it their whole life, that
yeah,
they buy into it, and I have no idea what year my daughter's going to say, I want to do my own thing. But that hasn't come yet.
knock on wood. You're like, no, no, no. It's gotta be a family
Oh,
thing.
yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah,
because 2 years ago, maybe, or 3 years ago, we did Jurassic Park.
nice.
And, we were Stephanie and I were the main characters of Jurassic Park, and they wanted to be dinosaurs. They weren't the kids, they were dinosaurs.
They're the
And
dinosaurs.
Kendi insisted on being a dinosaur. I was like, okay, that's great. But yeah, we'll keep it
Well, it's
going
kind of
until
cool
she.
to like pick a theme and she can find something in there. You're like, she could have been the kid. She could have also been a dinosaur. She could have also been Newman if she wanted,
Right. Yeah, yeah, she could have been Newman. That would have been clever. But yeah, no, Wednesday is really good. If maybe if you don't have never watched season one,
I
maybe
watched
save
season
it.
one. Yeah, no, I've
Yeah,
seen season one.
it gets you in like the Halloween mood. It's my favorite time of year, Halloween.
Yeah,
So
no, it does.
it's something. It's good writing and it's a good show. But anyway, let's get to some gridiron stuff. We got a week till the draft, like we said. Let's talk about rule changes. Let's talk about
Oh,
things that we may or may not change. Do you have anything on the top of your mind that maybe you would want to change going into this year?
um, things probably wouldn't affect this year because things are already set, but I would like to change how rivals are picked. I think that
Okay.
would be fun to do as a lottery, or I'm open to other things as well, but I think a lottery would be fun.
Hmm.
Like after we do the lottery because that way we have a lottery for the people that are in the draft lottery, but then we have a lottery for your rivals, so everybody has something to look forward to in that kind of sense. I think it'd be fun. Um, I also I think I would like to put forward a precedent that while the winner does pick the city we're going to, they shouldn't have to be in charge of collecting all the money for the house. I think that is something that maybe either last place or fourth place or treasurer or somebody else should have to do, just because that ends up being a lot of work. And honestly, if you vote for it, it's because you think you have a really good chance of winning, and you're like, yeah, I don't think winners should have to do that, and I agree. If you vote against it, it's kind of like because you don't think you have a chance of winning, and so you're more worried about doing the latter. So think about that.
So a few thoughts on both those. We'll start with your second one. Uh, we haven't really. So we've been doing live drafts for this will be year 8, although there was one or two in between there that, or this is year 7, but there's one or two in between there that we did not do because of COVID. Um, and this has come up a few times. I've said that it does suck. I mean, you can't say it sucks when you win a championship and you have to pay for a house or whatever. It seems that there are certain times when people don't prioritize paying somebody back for a house, and that's fine. As long as to me, as long as you pay for the house before you arrive, I think that that's kind of okay, right? Um, you're saying should we, have people, or should we have somebody that collects the money for them? Like, I would have to hear that this has been a real struggle for somebody. We are a week out, and
It's
there's
just a
one
burden.
left.
It's a burden that comes with the win, is all. Now, I don't feel like the win should have a burden. I feel like the win should be burdenless. If anybody should have burdens, it should be second place or third place or fourth place or fifth place or sixth. I could keep going. You can see where this is
So,
going.
right. So 8 years ago, we had a big argument over this, over whether we should have live drafts, where these live drafts should be held. And we kind of came to the conclusion that picking the place and being in charge of that was a prize.
Picking the place, sure, sure. Collecting the money is
But you can't
those.
just say, I think you can't just say, well, I won, so I want all just the good parts of everything and none of the bad parts that come with it.
There you go. Now you're talking my language.
I'm
All right.
sorry. It's
I'm
just
glad.
like
I'm
I'll
glad
pick the
we're on the
place,
same page.
you all pay for it. Like that's just not how it works. Like you pick the place, you get it set up for everybody, and you are, in essence, the host. It's not all about you, but you are in essence the host of the year because there has been, you get the celebration for you. People say congratulations, and in the speech you say, "Hey, congratulations to this person winning." You get the trophy. Uh, you know, you're enshrined in the Gridiron Hall of Fame. Like it is about a celebration of you. It ends. Your celebration ends the moment the draft is over. I think that's like it. But up until that time, the off season and everything, it's a celebration of you and your win.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you can't be angry. You get a parade. There's a lot of things that go with it.
well, not like a Dak. Like whoever drafts Dak this year is going to get a real parade. But,
Oh, right.
uh, but, but
Well,
I
wait,
digress.
who has the Payne jersey right now?
Trevor,
Oh, Trevor has it. And
yes,
is somebody getting it from Trevor to bring to the draft, or
yeah.
is he like is the baby being born in it?
I'll try to collect that before we go, so we can
Okay,
have the proper celebration.
okay, yeah, I
Um,
think that would be best.
yeah, but yeah, I hear you on that. I don't think it's feasible, so I would vote against that. Um, I would, however, say that we've talked about fourth place being awful. You win your first game, you get no money, you get the worst draft pick, right? So you won your first playoff game, you lost your next two. You get no money, you get the worst draft pick out of anybody that didn't get any money. So it's kind of like one of the worst spots that you can get. I mean, if you want to delegate everything to fourth place, picking the spot, paying the spot, everything to fourth place, I think that's an option.
Picking the spot is fun. It's like I
If you
said, it's the
think
collection. It's
if
the
it's
money collection part.
no, if it's
You
that
can
important to
separate
you,
them, rip them
no,
apart,
you
rip
can't.
them apart. Just
You can't. You
no,
can't.
just no. All right.
Well,
So that's
anyway,
where I'm at. That's where I'm
your
at.
your
Yeah,
other the
rival picks.
rivals.
A lot. I think that'd be
Here's
fun.
here's why I like the rivalry is because you get to face the championship gets to face off twice a year. The year after, you are
It it lets the lower people fight the lower people, and the high people fight the high people
right.
twice
The
a year.
lottery has to face. I think it evens out the competition that the lottery has to face
It
somebody else in the lottery two more times. First pick plays second pick twice. Third pick plays fourth pick twice. Fifth place, like that to me is fair. We're talking about the strength of the lottery and being in the lottery. I think you are perturbed because you've had the same rival 2 years in a row, and you think that that's
3
BS.
years in a row.
I don't know if it's been. I don't think we've
I
done
think it's
rivals
been
3
three
years.
years in a row. I think it's been forever.
I
It's the
think it's two
same
years in a row.
person ever and ever. No, you keep saying that. It's been 3 years now. You keep saying it's 2 years. So,
Well, okay, but the thing is, and I've seen this. It's very uh, closely related, and really compare that to uh, the way the gridiron works as far as standings and draft and where you end up, because you got Brad and Hedman number 1 and number 2 picks. If you look at who was in the championship a few years back, it was Brad and Hedman. So I think the correlation of you versus your rival, I mean, yeah, sometimes it will follow you around because you are competing with each other and ending up closer in the standings and whatnot. It's not random that Hedman and Brad are, 1 and 2 after last year. I mean, that's not necessarily 1 and 2. The lottery could tell them that they could be split up, and more likely than not, they will be. But I'm just saying, like, if you don't like your rival, beat the shit out of him. Beat the shit out of him, put his dick in the dirt,
I
and
just feel
don't.
like getting the same one over and over and not getting a chance to fight somebody that maybe would show up to the fight a little less prepared, mix it up a little. Let me take some easy shots. That's all I'm saying.
But you could. You very well could next
If I
year.
did a lot worse in my standings when I finish, basically.
Well, okay. Well, I will say this: that it's an interesting thing, and we can take a vote on it. However, this year's locked in. The
Yeah,
schedule
no.
is difficult
Oh, you could redo
to
it.
concoct. No, it's very difficult to concoct. As we've got it done and set in stone. So I have, I mean, at least one.
What do you have?
So
What do you want? Two
last
tight
year we
ends?
had this. Oh, I wish. Last year we had the obvious fight over John Riggs and his uh, roster fiasco, right? Of having somebody in the IR that was locked. Um, we've also had discussions over whether or not uh, the rule that we enacted that makes it so your players lock at the beginning of the game is something we want to move forward with, because this is something I've done or I enforced this last year. We need to vote on that, on how this is going to work, on whether or not you can snake quarterbacks on a Sunday like we used to.
We that used to be classic gridiron.
Right. There's a good portion of the gridiron that doesn't like that. And last year it was kind of cut to a minimum. And the reason was because your team locked upon game start. Right. So if you had a quarterback that, goes down and you have no Thursday night players, players on bye, or Monday night players that you can drop, then you're shit out of luck. What is your opinion on that? Do you think we should go back to 2 years ago where we were able to do that, or do you think that we should continue with the rules that we had last year?
I think the locking is fine, and if you want to drop a player and have an empty slot before the week starts, then you can do that. And if if you want to commit to doing that on a week, then you got to commit. I kind of like it.
Right. I think
I
that
trust. Now, I used to be one of the people snaking quarterbacks, so I've been on the other side of the fence plenty. So I still think it's possible. It's just going to cost you more now.
I mean, yeah, I mean, people planned to do this last year,
Mm-hmm.
and they would drop somebody before Thursday.
Yeah.
So, or I mean, before the game started. So I think that it is good that we have that. Uh, and then once we do that, I mean, it's basically voting on whether or not we just go by Yahoo's rules. Does Yahoo let you do it? Um, you
No, it
know,
should.
I mean, that's basically what came down to John's, the discussion of John's problem. Yahoo wanted to lock his full team. he did not understand the rules. And even if he did understand the rules, there was no precedent for it. It had never happened to anybody in the 20 plus years of us playing. So it's really hard to enforce somebody to say, hey, you've lost this week. You're an example. Because the example has been set and nobody was punished. And I think that doesn't sit right with a lot of people. That the example was set and everybody learned from it, but nobody had to get punished for it. But that's just the way it is. And that's the way it's always going to be. If something happens that's crazy that I have not even thought of, and it will, something will happen. Somebody will try some crazy shit. Okay? At some point.
Probably John.
I don't know. I mean, I've thought about
I'm
this.
kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah,
like,
no, I agree. There should have been some sort of punishment, like 5 lashes, maybe 10 at least. So.
Well, I've tried to think of all the crazy things that could happen in the gridiron, and see if we can make rules to preempt it. And I did not 100%, unfortunately, and it's my fault, see this one coming. So, I mean, I've thought about, what if somebody drafts 5 QBs? Like 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like starters.
I've thought about doing that.
Like, what happens?
I've thought about 3 or 4 just to be like, all right, fuckers, you
and then just absolutely refuse to trade. Like you. Just,
I'd trade. I would trade for sure.
No, that's fine.
Because the rest of my team would suck. I would have to trade.
Not necessarily.
They would.
Not necessarily.
It would be tough,
dude. I didn't have. I made playoffs last year. I didn't have a pick until the 6th round after my first round. It's possible. You like just hypothetically.
You want me to try it? Should I?
I mean, I'm trying to create rules in my head against it. But like, if you went like Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence in the 3rd, then you went, man, there's like really Bryce Young in the 4th, and then I don't know, Cam Ward in the 5th. Like, and just got 5 quarterbacks, and then it goes, all right, now I'm gonna start the rest of my fucking team. Yeah, and you actually did it, and you're like, I'm not looking to improve anything.
This is my team. I want to start the best matchup each week.
Well, what that does is, you start the best matchup every week, and then what that does is have, like one bonus quarterback. Yeah, it has. Well, you have one bonus quarterback for the rest of the league because you've taken all 3 of the 4 extra. Anyway, I thought about that. The team would probably suck. They probably get last place. So it's not something you need to make a rule for.
I've thought about it too.
But there's just, things like that. We're trying to think ahead. I think that was the one. I like to talk about the point system. I think we've got the point system down pretty good. I'm pretty happy with where we are with the PPR and the and whatever. Roster spots, I like the DL. You're a DL guy?
Mm-hmm. I am.
Yeah, because it really gives those DLs a prominent place in fantasy that they didn't have before. There's a lot of free agent DLs out there that we just didn't roster at all. So now it gives us a little bit more something to think about. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say 2 kicker, 2 tight end, you are still
coming around to one of them. I'm coming around more to like a flex, honestly.
Well, no.
I mean, everybody's always so against the flex, and to me, I think that's where it comes in the strategy of what you use the flex for, and because maybe it could be a kicker. We could add kicker into flex a kicker in there if you want.
I think that.
Yeah, I got your ears peak now, don't I?
No, you don't. I think that I think that one of the things that why people are priding themselves of and being like we're too good for flex is because the gridiron's never had a flex. We've played a particular way of fantasy these last 20 plus years, and every other
don't give me
league,
the last 20 years speech about gridiron. I know the last 20 years.
I know, I understand. But every other league that you play in has a flex, and every other league that you play in has 1 quarterback, right? So I think one of the pieces of the gridiron that I think all of us can agree on is that we don't want to be them. We want to be us. And them are flex. We are us. So giving into a flex just kind of means like we're just trying to make it like everybody else. So I don't think I would vote for that. But if you had to pick a tight end or kicker, you had to
Obviously,
double
it'd
up.
be tight end.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Kicker
definitely be
would be
tight end.
fun. There's only one kicker on every team.
Yeah, but no,
I'll give you
it
10
definitely.
extra moves.
Okay, I mean,
Right
but
now.
all right, I might go kicker if that's the
Well,
case.
because tight end, you
So,
don't need 10 extra moves, right? But
yes, you do.
kickers,
You need at least
nah.
8,
No, tight end. If you did
9, or
double tight
7,
end, maybe you get 5 extra moves. But just because you,
7 at least.
well, tight ends are just like any other position. Like I think kickers get hurt and swapped out. Like a kicker could be not even not even play. Like he could be a free agent sitting at home on his couch after you draft him week 1, right? We've seen it more times than not. So it's like, God, I got to drop him and get a whole new one. You see kicker trades and stuff. It's exciting. But anyway, those are what I would go over. We'll probably think of more in the next week, and we'll have it down pat by the time we draft and we can vote on them. One more thing. You talked about if you vote against your uh, your draft, the winner of the draft gets to pick the place and has to collect the money, then you probably don't care about winning, and you probably aren't going to get first. Correct? Didn't you say that
Well,
just
it's
now?
basically because if you think you're going to win, you wouldn't want that burden. If you don't think you're going to win, then you're more worried about that burden being on you. That's the way I see it personally. If you really think you got a shot to win this year, you would say yes to this. But you know,
So
that's just me.
do you think that's applicable to people who say that the gridiron's all about pride and we shouldn't be playing for money and we should lower it down?
I don't think that's necessarily the same. I don't think that's necessarily the same ballpark, personally. Okay.
Hey, let's lower the stakes, buddy. I haven't won in 20 years.
You
I've given the gridiron over $1,000. Let's take it down a notch.
put the math together and let's bring it back a little. It's supposed to be going the other way.
Yeah. Anyway, I won't get into that, but to me it was a little shocking to say people, hey, we just play for pride, right? This is just a pride thing. We're
This is
not
for fun.
we're
You
just
put
playing
my
for
name
fun.
on the statue. That's all I
Yeah,
need.
I know. Let's bring it down to $25 until I can get this all together. Um, anyway, so today what we're going to do, because there's been a discussion, we're going to get into football here. That we've been discussing backup quarterbacks. A
Oh
very
snap!
interesting thing in the gridiron specifically, because we got 2 extra roster spots last year to pair with the DLs, but also to be able to, I've sold this to people. I've told people or everybody in the league, the 2 extra roster spots give you the luxury of backing up your most important player or even 2 most important players. You can draft that insurance almost free of charge unless there's some dick out there that wants to snake your insurance. Some people used it, some people didn't. These are for the people who are worried about getting snaked and worried about that. So we should be seeing, I'm not saying that we should be seeing more backup quarterbacks being drafted in the gridiron than we have in the past. And hopefully this year kind of proves it. But let's go over this real quick, team by team. What we're going to do is I'm going to talk about a team, talk about a quarterback, and the backup. You're going to tell me if this person should be drafted, if they're worth anything. And the way I base it on is, do you think the starting QB will get hurt? And if you think the starting QB will get hurt, does that make the backup valuable at all? Because there's situations where the quarterback is pretty valuable, But if the backup comes in, they are not very good, or that they have a unique skill set that maybe you don't. If Josh Allen goes down and Mitch Trubisky comes in, how valuable is Mitch Trubisky compared to Josh Allen? Like significantly less. It's not
Yeah.
like it's the pieces that make him. It's Josh Allen. So we'll talk about this and we'll see if these guys should be drafted or not. We'll start with the Cardinals. Kyler Murray has a little bit of injury risk. We got Jacoby Brissett backing him up. Do you think he should be drafted?
Drafted, no, but on people's watch list, yes. Just because Kyler's not hurt, he's healthy right now. If there was anything in the news saying like, oh, he's dealing with a groin issue or something like that, then I would like. But nothing. I haven't heard anything, and so at this moment, if it's everything's the same next week, then no, I don't think he needs to be drafted.
So Murray's a second round pick. So it doesn't mean
If
that you got to
Yeah,
take his
like you
backup.
said, if you want to have as insurance as a person that's just like, hey, I want to not have to worry about it, sure. But I think as far as other people snaking it, I don't think there's any value there.
Yeah. Yeah. Brissett. Well, I mean, no, but it doesn't have to just be snaking. I mean, would you, even if you drafted Kyler Murray, would you want to have Jacoby Brissett? Like, if Jacoby Brissett came into the Arizona Cardinals, like, God forbid Kyler Murray gets hurt, but if Jacoby Brissett stepped in, would he be a value, somebody that you're like, man, I'm glad I have him, or would he just be like, crap, Kyler Murray went down, I want to go shop for somebody else? Um, I think your answer is no, that Jacoby Brissett is not valuable enough that if you have Kyler Murray and he goes down, you should be looking at other options and not necessarily be worried about that. And I tend to agree with this one. It's a tough one to start with, but because Kyler Murray is a mobile quarterback and a second rounder. So let's go on to Lamar. Is Cooper Rush somebody that you have to roster?
Not at this point. Maybe we would have said yes in past years, but he's gone a pretty good stretch now without getting hurt. He tends to play pretty injury free football. So it's I don't think at this point, and I would say for only as the person has their own insurance. That's it.
Yeah.
Just because Lamar is like a top 3 pick, basically.
I
So
think that that's mandatory. I think that Lamar Jackson, if you draft Lamar Jackson and don't pick Cooper Rush, you're a moron. I think you need
so
to
you're
ensure
asking for it. You're kind of
you're
asking
asking
for
for
it.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Lamar Jackson hasn't gotten hurt. You know, that doesn't mean that he's going to miss 1 or 2 weeks. I think Cooper Rush has also shown us in the past that he can be a 20 plus point fantasy guy. So I think Cooper Rush not only should be drafted, I think he should be drafted at 16 or 17 or something like that, and not with your last pick like most other backup quarterbacks. I mean, we're talking about potential number one pick in the draft, probable number one pick in the draft. You're going to need to back him up sooner rather than later. Uh, Falcons, Kirk Cousins. How interesting. What do you think? Drafted?
He might be. Yeah, he might be. I don't think he should be personally, but I think I could see somebody drafting him.
So the reason I took Joe Flacco last year was not only that I thought Anthony Richardson would get hurt because he has shown tendency to be fragile,
Yeah.
uh, but also I thought if Joe Flacco entered that offense, he would be fantastic. Um, I think Kirk Cousins is the Joe Flacco of this year, and I think that if Michael Penix Jr. struggles at any point, whether it's through 3 or 4 weeks, I think that they could turn to Kirk Cousins and say, Michael Penix Jr., get a clipboard and let's take it back to step one. And at that point, Kirk Cousins could be a viable QB2. This is an offense with, a decent receiver in Drake London. Kyle Pitts, I know we laugh at because he's not, lived up to his potential. And then Bijan Robinson. It's a very high-powered offense, maybe not for QBs, per se, but as a QB2, I think you could do much worse. So I don't think the Michael Penix Jr. drafter is going to think of getting Cousins as insurance, but I think somebody else should. That's my take on it because I think Kirk Cousins is is going to play.
Did you watch that latest quarterback show on Netflix?
I did not. No.
Okay, I'm just saying you might have a different opinion if you watch that because it goes through last year with the Falcons and Kirk Cousins, and he really just is like, yeah, I don't have it anymore, basically,
I know.
by the end of it. And so if I didn't watch that, I would probably say the same thing as you. Having watched it, I'm like, yeah, no, his killer instinct's gone. The you like that guy is
Mhm.
he's gone.
No,
He's
he was
not there
bad.
anymore.
He was bad. But the thing is, he's getting paid a fuck ton of money to play football. And he is still on an NFL roster, and he's still, I think, capable. Is it if he gets time in the pocket and changes the way they're going to play? I mean, the Falcons were playing very much Kirk Cousins football. Let's toss the ball around. Let's toss the pigskin around. Let's pass. Right? I think this offense kind of gets changed into this play action morbid or hybrid offense where they're trying to play action out, get short passes, and then hit people over the top with surprises. And if Kirk Cousins can buy into that, he can still be valuable and not be like the back half round one quarterback Kirk Cousins that we drafted, many years in a row. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. I think we're Mitchell Trubisky. I think we're pretty set on that, right?
Yeah, just because Josh Allen's going to be a first or second pick, basically. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you're going to want that insurance.
Yeah. Don't be greedy. Don't go and say, hey, I need a fourth D or a fifth receiver in the 18th or 19th round. Like, get Trubisky. Because if somebody else does, you can't give him the finger. This isn't fun, fair, positive drafting. Like,
Some
draft
people
him.
have on it to me.
Yeah. Bryce Young, Andy Dalton. What do you think?
No, just well, because he's got a little Joe Flacco in him too. I mean, when he was out there, he was slinging it for a little bit. He was a little red rocket all over the place. I mean, he's got some value. I just don't think it's draftable. I think it's watch list value.
He started like that, and then he just kind of fell apart, and
Yeah,
he
he
sucked.
did. He did.
You're right. Watch list. I have no interest. I don't think anybody else should either. Chicago Bears. Tyson Bagent backing
No,
up Caleb Williams.
no.
No,
I mean, Caleb Williams isn't that high of a pick. Doesn't really have much injury history. They're not going to bench him. They're just going to keep throwing him out there. And so, yeah, no, I don't think there's any value there.
I tend to agree. Uh, who? This one's for you. Jake Browning backing up Joe Burrow or Desmond Ritter, whichever one you wanna. You want to go back to Ritter?
No, neither one. No, I mean,
Even if Joe Burrow, come on, Joe Burrow. You got to
I
back
know
up Joe
he's
Burrow.
no, I don't.
I still think this is the guy you're getting.
No, oh no, I'm not getting Joe Burrow. I don't care what you say. Can't make me. Can't make
Hmm.
me. Okay. If I walk up there and you start saying Joe Burrow, I'll be like, throw my drink at you.
I don't care what you write down on that sheet. You're getting Joe Burrow, damn it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It was like people are gonna be like, nope, Huck said it. And I'm like, you. Look at this. Look at the paper.
I wrote Jaden Daniels, damn it.
Oh, damn it.
All right. Let's see. Cleveland Browns.
Oh God. Yeah. Like I said, I think it's gonna go to all different teams. Somebody's gonna have Flacco, somebody's gonna have Shadur, somebody's gonna have
Well, somebody's going to have Flacco in like the top 12 rounds. Just because they're like, I might need somebody to start week one, right? Somebody's going to do that.
somebody like you or Trevor that goes zero QB.
Zero QB, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think that they're not going to run four quarterbacks. So one of these guys is going to get cut and picked up by somebody else.
Kenny Pickett's gonna get cut. I guarantee it.
You think?
Yeah. Put money on it.
So then the other two rookies, you kind of got to draft somewhere, and I don't know where they go. But I think Shadur goes higher than Dylan Gabriel, which might not be smart. I don't know.
No, I think he does. Well, we'll see what tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big pointer of where he goes in our draft.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have to see. Dallas Cowboys, Joe Milton III, backing up Dak Prescott. What do you think?
If the whoever drafts Dak should draft him for sure, just because Dak has injury history and he's probably going to be a late first round pick. So you're putting a lot of value in him. As the owner of Dak, I think they should take Joe Milton third as insurance for sure.
Okay. I agree. Denver Broncos, Jarrett Stidham backing up Bo Nix.
No, I'm not worried about Bo.
And I think if anybody else steps into that offense, they're not very good. I think Bo Nix is a unique talent for this offense, and that's why you want him, not the Broncos as a whole. Uh, Lions, Hendon Hooker backing up Jared Goff. Maybe this is who I have you drafting as your second pick of the first round.
Hendon Hooker. No,
Hendon Hooker.
I am not drafting someone named Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, from Tennessee.
I'm not writing that down. No.
He's quick. He's very fast.
Oh, is he? Yeah. So fast. So fast he's not going to be on my team.
All right. He's not writing it down, folks. Just remember that.
No.
Green Bay Packers, Malik Willis backing up Jordan Love.
Well, he played some games last year.
He's so bad.
All he could do is run the ball.
He's a quarterback that can't throw.
It's so bad.
I know. So
every time, grab the ball and be like, just run it.
There were options of like, oh my gosh,
stupid.
like I need a quarterback.
So bad.
This week.
Like, how could you not throw? Like, you're in the NFL.
Yeah.
What do you do at practice? Like, what do you do at practice? They're like, all right, run scout team, and everybody's like, well, he can't fucking throw the ball. So bad.
So no, if you're drafting Jordan Love and he goes down, just forget it. Texans, Davis Mills.
The neck. That offensive line, I think the CJ Stroud owner should, honestly. I know they made some improvements this year, but I need to see it before I believe it. So I think having it for the first little bit before you can just make sure that the offensive line is sturdier than last year.
You said CJ Stroud was in your back half of quarterbacks. They're lower half of quarterbacks now.
A little bit.
You still think he needs insurance?
I think so. I think because it's going to be somebody's probably like your QB1 or something. So
my QB1. Wow, that's bold.
Yeah.
I think we've already talked about Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson Jr. They're both going to need to be drafted because you don't know which one's going to start. And I think they both get drafted in the top 10 rounds, to be honest. The only team to have two quarterbacks drafted in the first 10 rounds. And if one of them goes down and you need a backup, I think this Riley Leonard guy from Notre Dame, drafted in the 6th round this year, can be better than his 6th round value. So, I like Riley Leonard if it comes down to it. Jacksonville Jaguars, Nick Mullins is backing up Trevor Lawrence.
No, I don't think there's any value there. I don't think you want the second string Jaguars offense on your team.
We're laughing about
if that's
this, but...
No, I'm just saying, if that's the case, just close up shop, forget it, go home. It's over, man.
Well, go make a trade, do something.
Yeah.
Let's see. You got to back up Mahomes, right, with Minshew?
Yeah, you got to back up Mahomes, I think.
Yeah, Minshew.
The Minshew mania. Yeah, you don't want somebody else trying to snake that from you.
I think Minshew sucks, but I think that he could. If you have Mahomes and he misses time for any reason, I think you don't go and trade. You're just like, all right, I'll play Minshew. And we'll figure it out.
I think Minshew is literally on the same talent level as Baker Mayfield. If he just gets into the right system and someone thinks that he's amazing, then he'll fucking do just as well as Baker's doing in Tampa. Mm-hmm. I think there's same arm strength, same height and visibility to me. Like personally, he's basically the same guy, just with the mullet.
Okay. Just with the mullet. Let's see here. Next up the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell with his mustache. Uh,
Farva. Farva. I don't think you need to draft.
Farva backing up Geno.
No, I don't. I don't think. I don't think you need to draft him.
He's not very good.
No.
He's not very good. Chargers, Taylor Heineke or Trey Lance backing up Justin Herbert. What do you think?
No, I mean Herbert does have a little bit of an injury history, but I don't think it's anything you need to back up necessarily.
I think if he gets hurt, they run the ball like 50 or 60 times.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like not a big deal.
Here's a good one. Jimmy G backing up Stafford.
Yeah, he might be drafted in the top 10 rounds. So I was thinking about drafting him before Stafford.
Epidural, huh? He's getting like a freaking 10-inch shot in his back.
Yeah, spine. Yeah, I don't think that's signs of like a healthy quarterback.
He'll be all right. They really haven't shown a lot of concern, but
you can't buy youth.
Yeah. So here's the one we talked about today. Backing up Tua, Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. You had some words for Zach Wilson. You thought he was a knock joke.
I mean, it's just that video of him at the draft is hilarious. Such a little kid.
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, for the Tua owner, I think they should take draft. Who'd you say, Zach and who?
And Quinn Ewers out of Texas.
Oh, okay.
He was.
Oh, Quinn Ewers. Okay.
He was like.
Oh yeah. I think Quinn Ewers probably has a better chance to win more games than Zach Wilson if Tua gets hurt. So that's tough. I mean, I think you got to make a judgment call and draft one of them if you own Tua.
I think you have to draft Zach Wilson. If you're a Tua owner, the reason Tua dropped so far in the draft is because you don't know what you're going to get out of him and how much football you're going to get out of him. And he's the only quarterback in the 32 that we're going to draft as QB, as our starting QBs in fantasy, that could have his career ended in one play, right? That you can kind of predict that.
Some of the plays we've already seen were like, should he keep going? Like, what kind of extended waiver did he sign? Like, I feel like there's just going to be a terrible moment at some point because we've already seen points where they're just like, oh yeah, just kind of walk his shaking body off the field real quick. It's fine. It's like, no, it's not. It's not fine.
Yeah. No, I understand, and I think that you have to get Zach Wilson because you just like I said, don't know what you're going to get out of Tua, and I think a lot of what Tua has gone through is that the doctors are saying he's okay. But like, if you keep getting these concussions,
which doctors?
Exactly. I just don't know.
I would love. Like, are they just making up doctors and be like, yep, this doctor said it was fine. Like,
right. It's a little worrisome, but I'm telling you, if Zach Wilson steps into this offense, I think he's a QB2. I think he borderlines QB1. I like Tyreek Hill. I like Waddle, and I like him getting out of the pocket with Devon Achane. I think that is
Zach Wilson borderline QB1 is one of the funniest things I've heard all day.
Okay, all right. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. If anything happens to Tua, I might draft Zach Wilson just because, and I will piss off the Tua owner. But I'm telling you, he's gonna be. It's like one of my preseason predictions on what I've watched out of Zach Wilson. I've seen him be not good, right? He's just been not good for the Jets and not good in that offense. But there weren't as nearly as many weapons or this kind of talent. Even Nick Westbrook-Akine was fantastic for the Titans last year. I think this pass offense is really set up for success. I don't know how much Darren Waller has in him, but I mean, he's a receiver, another receiver for him. I like this Miami offense. I don't like it being led by Tua because you just don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, Zach Wilson. Let's see. Next up here, Minnesota Vikings. Sam Howell is backing up J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy missed all of last year. Is this somebody we're backing up?
No, I don't think at this point we don't know anything about him other than that one, basically meniscus tear that he had to get repaired and put him out for the whole year. I don't think you need to back him up at this moment. I think it's definitely something to monitor it closely for whoever the JJ McCarthy owner is for sure. Just monitor his health and having maybe updates to your phone for a set for sure.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I had some confidence in Sam Howell taking the Seahawks job a few years ago. I watched him play, and it's not. No,
Not good.
he's just not very
Not
good
good.
either. So
No.
steps in the Vikings role. It's like, well, we like that role, and I like that for JJ McCarthy. I don't have confidence in Sam Howell being a confident backup. The Saints. So you've got two guys that may start, Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuck. Do we want to go for a third? I think both those guys probably have to get drafted, but do we want to
Yeah.
go for a third?
No, I think you take one of those two and roll the dice, basically.
Okay. New England Patriots. You want to back up Drake May with Josh Dobbs, the Pastronaut.
No, I don't think Drake May's had much injury history enough to
Well,
warrant
he's only
that.
played like 8 games, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But in that, it's not like he was fragile or anything.
Okay. Let's see here. Giants. Jackson Dart, Jameis, Russell Wilson. These three guys, you want to draft all three of them? I mean, I think that they all get drafted. Maybe not Jameis actually,
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say I don't think Jameis needs to be drafted. I think the other two for sure.
right. So that's not really something we can qualify there. I think both of them get drafted at some point. Jets. Would you draft back up Justin Fields with Tyrod Taylor? He's already had a bum
Yeah,
toe.
I know. He's already had a bum toe. I don't know. I don't know. I I think it's worth a shot. Yeah.
I
I
wouldn't,
think.
because I don't think you get anything out of Tyrod Taylor, to be honest.
Oh, sure you do. Tyrod Taylor's got tons of upside.
Yeah.
Ty God?
Yuck. Yuck. Jalen Hurts. Do you back him up with Tanner McKee?
No. Jalen's fine.
It's like the one
Tanner
lottery
McKee.
guy, one lottery guy that you're just like not going to back up because if he goes out, it's like, what are you going to do? The tush push with Tanner McKee? You're not going to do that.
You're not gonna do it. You're just
You're
gonna
not
hand the
going to do
ball off to
that.
Saquon every
You're just
play.
going to hand the ball off Saquon and run screens. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think you have to do it, but I think this is the most unattractive backup situation that we have in fantasy, really.
No, whoever gets Jalen Hurts is probably me. Will not do it.
Oh, so you're a Jalen Hurts guy, not a Burrow guy.
Yeah, I would go Hurts over Burrow.
Okay. How about Mason Rudolph backing up Aaron Rodgers?
I think he's definitely rosterable. I think Rodgers is old, and we've seen that he can be fragile, and the offensive line is still not solid at the Steelers on the ends, specifically at the tackles. So I think Mason Rudolph should be rostered for sure.
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers sucks ass, and I think Mason Rudolph will eventually step in there at some point. But I don't know if Mason Rudolph is worth rostering for somebody. I mean, I don't have confidence that Aaron Rodgers is going to get hurt, but I think he's going to suck. And he's going to not play very well, and the Steelers are going to be like, "What the fuck did we just do?" So I think Mason Rudolph will eventually have. I think they're going to have a replica of what the Jets did last year, where it's like they're playing decent defense, the run game's okay, but they just can't get it going on offense, and they end up losing a lot of games, 23-17. Um, maybe Will Howard will be Ross Bowl later on. 49ers, Mac Jones backing up Brock
No,
Purdy.
nah.
No. Seahawks, Jalen Monroe backing up Sam Darnold.
According to you, yes.
Jalen Monroe is going to be good. He's gonna
Yeah.
take that
See,
job,
apparently,
baby.
yeah. I knew it. I knew it.
I know
Yeah.
Clay's listening to this, going, "Hey, shut the fuck up," because he really likes Jalen
He's
Monroe.
his dark horse. I'm gonna get in the back half.
Well, you
Yeah.
watch that SEC football all the time, like he does, and you see Jalen Monroe play and make plays. I think Jalen Monroe's gonna be good as well. So, yeah. I think they both should be drafted. I think Sam Darnold gets drafted, and Jalen Monroe is like a 13th, 14th rounder. Sneak him in there. Sorry, Clay. Sorry for whoever else looking at Jalen Monroe.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm writing that name
Uh,
down now.
oh, he's writing it down. Kyle Trask or Teddy Bridgewater, the new signee by the Buccaneers behind Baker Mayfield.
I mean, yes, yeah, but nah.
They've got
I just don't.
such a good offense. Have you
They
seen
do have such a
Amika
good offense.
Egbuka?
No, yeah, no, I've heard it's the only blurb I see every day is Miko Buka, Miko Buka. But like, it's. I just don't think. I
uh,
don't think anything's gonna happen to Baker. So like,
right.
I'm not worried. I just don't think it's much value. Yes, if something does, pick him up immediately. But I don't think anything's gonna happen. I think it's just gonna sit there all year.
Yep. No, I agree. I think that if he went down, yeah, the Buccaneers backup is kind of valuable. Kyle Trask, Teddy Bridgewater, like, sure, go for it, but I wouldn't be prepared for that. Um, Tennessee Titans backing up Cam Ward, Brandon Allen, and Tim Boyle. Blah. Behind Cameron Ward. Can we agree that this isn't happening?
No, no, definitely not. You want anything of that?
Yeah. And then last but not least, Washington Commanders, Marcus Mariota behind Jaden Daniels. Are you doing that?
No, I don't think. I think Jaden
Oh,
Daniels will
I'm
be
doing
fine.
that. If I'm
I don't
spending a
think so.
lottery pick on him,
Oh, I guess just
a
because he's a
mobile
lottery pick.
quarterback, lottery
Yeah.
mobile quarterback, you got to at some point.
Yes, I guess so. Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, that's pretty much it. There's a lot in there. A lot that we talked about. A lot of quarterbacks that you got to make decisions on. Real quick before we stop, let's go over the last. We're going to do the fifth round. This is the last round we're going to do before the draft next
That's all you
week.
get, folks.
That's all you get. Okay. We've done 4 rounds. Just to remind you, the last pick was Chase Brown by Brad. I got Brad starting out the 5th round with Devontae Adams,
Yeah,
wide receiver.
I could
Good
see that.
spot. Good spot there. We already talked about, Devontae Adams and how much you like him and how much you probably like him better than 4th round receivers. Next up, and this is right in your wheelhouse, Rashee Rice.
She Rice.
This is who you're talking about, right? This is who you're talking about.
I could have been talking about anybody. I just wanted to check. I'm just saying. It depends. If they announce a suspension between now and then. So I think
He
that's
got
always
jail time.
lingering. Yeah, but
He got fucking jail time.
Yeah, I know, but they haven't given him the suspension yet. So
Well, that's true. That's true.
yeah, because what if it's like 6 or 8 games?
Then you
Yeah.
lose half the season for
Yeah, I know,
Rashee Rice,
but
and
that's
he's
what I'm
not a
saying.
good fifth pick. But we draft in a week, so they better hurry up if they're going to announce that.
Yeah.
Next up for Cameron. So Cameron only has one quarterback thus far. He got Jordan Love, Malik Neighbors, McCaffrey, Williams. He has 2 picks this round because he steals your pick. I think he's going Geno here. He's a Geno guy.
I think he'd go more of like a what's it called, college running back that's still out there, like Marion Hampton or something like that.
Maybe, but I mean, he's already got McCaffrey and Kyron Williams.
Oh, he has Kyron Williams. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, he got Kyron
yeah,
Williams.
If he did. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, his first 4 picks were Love, Neighbors, McCaffrey, and Kyron Williams. I think it's Geno in the 5th, so he's got both quarterbacks. Danny's up. He's got 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, or 2 quarterbacks, a running back, and a receiver. He's going to go DJ Moore from the Bears. I know, it's kind of gross, right?
It is a little gross, but I mean,
for a 5th
Caleb
round
Williams
pick.
might be really good this year. You never know.
Yeah, but will
I just
he
think
be
that's
really good?
I know. I just think that's really high for a Bears. I just like I like the Bears offense for really cheap this year. If I could get some really cheap Bears offense, I'm down. But 5th round, oof, man, that's expensive.
Yeah, maybe Cole Kmet will be in
Yeah.
your wheelhouse. Chase is up. So Chase went Jaden Daniels, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Stafford, which doesn't look so good for him now. James Conner at running back, and then he's going to go Alvin Kamara at running back.
He's got the oldest team in the league so far.
And the more I look at this team, the more and less it looks like Chase's team, but whatever. This is how he
where
fits.
we are.
But then again, I didn't see Chase not trading any of his picks before the draft started. So he's really trying to get rid of that lottery pick, and he just can't do it. He just can't do it. So
maybe I'll
what are you
trade
gonna
him.
do? Oh yeah, you're gonna trade him the 10th pick. I think if you traded, and this is what I did last year. So you trade that 10th pick that you got from.
No, that's just mine. That was mine.
Yeah, trade yours. Trade your original. Trade your. Your two.
My 2's gone.
No, your 2. Or trade Cameron's 4th because you got Cameron's 4th, right?
Yeah, Cameron's 4th and
Cameron's 4th, and like your
a 5th or something, and
sixth.
or 6th, yeah, and a 6th.
Cameron's 6th. So you trade Cameron's 4th and 6th, and your 1st for his 1st. I mean, it's possible.
It seems like a lot, though.
It's what I did last year. But the thing is, his pick is bad. He's going to have like 5 or 6. So, let's see. Next up, Clay. Clay's got Mahomes, Baker, and then he went Brian Thomas Jr., and that's it thus far. Breece Hall at running back.
Breece Hall. That seems like such a safe bet. I don't know if that doesn't sound like Clay.
Yeah.
I could see him going more like Xavier Worthy or Mike Evans or somebody. Maybe
he's gonna bring up that little piece of paper and go, I don't know. Screw it. It's gonna be screw it. Breece Hall. Cause is up. So Cause has C.J. Stroud, Brock Purdy, and he's got 2 receivers. And you'd think he'd go running back here, but guess what? You're wrong. He's going to go Devontae Smith. Again. He's gone Devontae Smith like every single year.
He loves Devontae Smith.
He loves Devontae Smith. He's going to go Devontae Smith.
His nickname is Batman.
Yeah. So Jamar Chase, Terry McLaurin, Devontae Smith with C.J. Stroud and Brock Purdy. He's not like terrible. I think worst drafts right there. It's not bad.
He's going to be in running back like dead man's land though.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Running back dead man land. He has 2 more that I have him picking in 6 and 7. And since we're not going to talk about it, it's Chuba Hubbard and Tony Pollard. So if you're really thinking about your team cause and that sounds good to you, then that's your team. Happen. That's your team. Okay, so it's my pick, but Trevor has it because I traded it to him. He needs a quarterback because he's only got Penix Jr. So this is where Tua goes.
This is where he seems like a Tua guy.
Yeah, Penix Jr. and Tua, and so he's got A.J. Brown, George Kittle, James Cook, Penix, Lab McConkey, and now Tua. Next up is Max. Max has a good team. Dak, Jahmyr Gibbs. Then he's got Devon A-Chain. He's got Jackson Smith and Jigba. And this is where I think he goes Garrett Wilson, another wide receiver. Mac's team looks pretty good in these first 5 rounds, for sure. Wearing that Payne jersey. He's got almost all of his offense set out already. That's looking pretty good for Max. This is your pick.
But it's traded to Cameron.
But it's Cameron. And I don't think I could be spot on with any other pick besides this one. Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, that seems pretty spot on.
That's
yeah. He gets
Xavier Worthy.
Former Longhorn. Yeah, I could definitely see it.
Yeah. I'm nailing people's ass with this mock. People are just so pissed off.
They're like, don't tell me what's gonna happen next week. I want it to be a surprise.
Yeah, I'm gonna have this mock up while we draft. I'm gonna be like, nailed your ass. You can get Xavier Worthy in the 5th round. Next up is Michael. He's got Bijan, 2 quarterbacks, Reek, and now he's got Kenneth Walker to the third. He's the proud owner of Kenneth Walker the third. So Bijan and Kenneth Walker the third, Kyler and JJ McCarthy. It's looking not so bad for Michael in the first 5.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Trevor's up for his 6th pick in the 5th. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
So now he's got.
I think Marvin. I think he should already be gone. I think he's gonna have a great year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but that's Marvin Harrison Jr. at this spot. Neil's up. Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers, Bryce Young. So you'd think probably gonna go quarterback. Shouldn't he go quarterback at this spot? No.
No.
No, he's going Sutton. Cortland Sutton.
Portland. Everybody's punting on quarterbacks. Is this what you're pushing here? Is this the agenda?
No, I really honestly think this is going to happen. And I'll tell people until I'm blue in the face. I think people have realized, wow, I don't need 2 quarterbacks in the first 3 rounds. I don't need that. And they're going to keep pushing it. And then the people in the 3rd and the 4th are going to see that there's a lot of quarterbacks on the board. And they're going to go, I'll keep pushing it until some of these people start going. And people are just going to keep pushing it until we get to the 6th, 7th round. And then people are going to be like, fuck, I need to clean up Aaron Rodgers and Cam Ward and all this shit.
All this garbage over here. This is what I'm left with.
I mean, I did the research just because I got really scared about what we were talking about. And in the last 5 years, for round 8, my pick, there have been 4 starting quarterbacks in the last 5 years. 4 starting quarterbacks, 3 starting quarterbacks, 3 starting quarterbacks, 3 starting quarterbacks, and 3 starting quarterbacks in the last 5 years in the 8th round or later. So 4, 3, 3, 3, 3. It's like, I don't know how we do it, but we have 3 quarterbacks left the 8th round and later every single year.
I prefer it when like everybody starts panicking and everybody just starts picking quarterbacks left and right, and then somebody that decided not to goes, "Stop it, everybody! No, what are you doing?" I like that moment personally. That's what I was looking forward to. But
it's the guy who sees up on the draft board that somebody has 0 quarterbacks or 1 quarterback in like the 7th round and goes, somebody draft a quarterback. Huck only has 1. Huck only has 1. There are people that
get him. Come on, everybody. We're against the team.
Yeah, and somebody's like drinking their like 4th seltzer or something like that. Like, come on. And then
it's like watching a race, a horse race, and you get to pick the horse. You're like, all right, motherfuckers. Exactly. You know exactly. You know the game. This is great. All right.
Yeah, it's
so don't be the one we got to chase out of town.
I mean, yeah, this has gone through my head. Like, I don't want to be the guy in the 7th round where it's like, Huck has 4 8th round picks. Get all the quarterbacks for the 8th round. Like, so I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, last pick, 5th round. John Riggs has Justin Jefferson, Bo Nix, Jonathan Taylor, Trey McBride his first 4 picks. I think here at this point he goes Sam Darnold. He loves the Seahawk. He's gonna finish it out. Sam Darnold with his to get his 2nd quarterback, and that's the first 5 rounds. The rest I'm gonna keep for myself because I've done the whole damn draft. The rest I'll keep for myself.
Who has the best team?
I mean, it just depends on. It's the eye of the beholder. Yeah. But I'll tell you this much: my team looks like garbage.
All these 2s and all these 8s. I don't know. This wasn't a good idea.
I mean, but that's what I expected. I mean, there's nobody on my team that's like. Usually, you have like a lottery person or a guy like, okay, this guy's gonna leave me. This is my Monday night guy. Like, I don't have that Monday night guy. I just have a bunch of pretty good guys.
If my team was on Friday Night Lights, it would be the offensive linemen. Those are my guys.
Right. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, that's it. That's all of our fantasy content before the draft. But I did want to talk about the draft and our plan for what we're going to do. So we show up Friday.
Hmm.
Um, we're going to gather at Clay's place.
Okay. Thank you, Clay, for
Barbecue.
hosting, by
Thanks.
the
He
way.
is the. It's crazy that last place is hosting. First place picked last place to host. So we've got a double host, somebody that actually lives there is going to show us around, and we've got the guy who set up the reservation and won last year. So really interesting dynamic there. But start at Clay's barbecue, hang out till the house is ready, head over to the house, uh, go over, do our normal thing, hang out, get ready for the draft, maybe play the feud,
Hmm.
do some family
Okay.
feud,
Yeah, we do a little family feud.
do the lottery,
Okay. Yeah.
have a few
Probably do the
brews.
lottery before the family feud. No?
Sure,
Or
yeah, lottery before the
yeah,
family
first.
feud. Maybe get some trade talks going in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
Get some chatter, a little
hmm,
chatter. Rabble,
yeah.
rabble. Family feud, have a few drinks, have a few laughs.
Maybe not so
Maybe
centered on Browns QBs this year.
no, there will be no Browns QBs trivia. I'm sorry, I really overestimated you guys last year and thought
So
you
many
guys knew
Browns
any of
QBs this year.
it.
You're like, man.
I was like, you guys remember Charlie Fry? And you're all like, no.
Clay's like, I got his jersey.
Yeah. Wake up. Go to, Clay's going to have a great spread for us ready for Saturday morning. And we'll head to the bar, head to our the Cobra room, set up, get the draft going. Uh, it's going to be a pretty extensive draft. We'll get it done. And then those who want to head back to the house can, and those who want to head out and explore Savannah can also do that as well. Uh, you know, hit the hay and then head back home on Sunday. So yeah, it's going to be a really really fun weekend. I'm really really looking forward to seeing everybody there. Um, Scott, you got anything before we go?
No, just excited for sure. Like I said, I really enjoy a lot of this part to the lead up and the research and being at the draft with everybody. I think the live draft is just one of the best traditions for sure. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing everybody. And I think it's awesome that Clay's kind of hosting. Like I said, it's his town, so we got some good spots to go to, and we're doing the draft in at a bar this year, which will be different for sure, and it should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. That is, yeah, that's well said, and we're gonna have a good time. So thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it, and we will be back after our draft to go over the teams that have drafted and give our rankings 1 to 14. So
Oh
you
man,
may want to tune in there. Uh, Appreciate it, guys. We will talk to you 2 weeks, same time, same place. See ya.